You're the wrong one, you're the wrong one. NRL SC stats. Hello, everyone. Welcome on in. Right. I want actual music. Why is it all instrumental? All right. We are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen. This up. Number one. G'day everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome on in if you're chilling, getting ready for team lists for NRL round 9. Hope you're doing great. Hope your team's doing even better. And I hope the trades are looking good and you're feeling confident. That is the most important part. Maybe the most important part is enjoying Supercoach. Maybe that is the most important part. Let me know how your teams are going, how you're looking, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're displeased with, what you're pleased with. That would be cool. And yeah, awaiting team list coming out in about 8 minutos. Possibly even sooner. Possibly even sooner. Sharks Eels Friday 6 o'clock. Roosters Dolphins Friday 8:05. It's a pretty good Friday night. Team list should be coming out any moment now. Any moment. So we are waiting on that. Looking at stats while I do that. Might as well bring up what I'm looking at, right? Is there a chance that Dearden actually doesn't get put in Origin? Because at the moment, let's look at his stats quickly before team lists come out. Geez, he gets some low points. 28, 18, 21. I'm going to undo my trades just so we can talk about what I'm thinking. I think that's best. Team lists are in. I repeat, team lists are in for Magic Round. Let's pause the music. Let's get straight into it. All right. This is what we've been waiting for. And Sharks versus Eels starting on Friday at 6 p.m. Suncorp Stadium. Every game at Suncorp because it is Magic Round. And I think Sharks are going to come back with an absolute bang. I expect them to win this game for sure. Especially after a loss they most probably think they should have won against the Tigers. So Harodi is out, so that's a trade for you guys, whoever owns Harodi. Iro, this is what I was hoping for because I'm actually possibly going to jump on Iro. I think it might be a little grab for me, but we will see. So Iro's been named to make his return from a hamstring injury in a straight swap with Hiroti, who injured his knee in last week's loss to the West Tigers. Braden Hamilo Yuli is also slated for his first NRL game since round 3. After making a successful return, the forward has been named on the bench. So Atkinson, Talakai, Braden, Thomas, Hazelton. Okay, so nothing much changes there except for Iro, which I think is huge for them. I think that's Iro up against Pinasini, right? So that's going to be an interesting watch. Just the one change for Eels, for Parramatta, who are coming off the bye as well. Take note of that because they're going to have a bit more energy. Last week's bye, suspended forward Kelma Tuolagi has been replaced by Charlie Geimer in the back row. Okay, Dylan Brown and Mitchell Moses will again combine in the halves, with Isaiah Iongi lining up at fullback. And I think that's one of the things we need to talk about is Iongi worth the hold. It's really, really interesting, I think, this Iongi talk, because there's a way that you can easily downgrade then upgrade Iongi to a fullback like a Tedesco or Drinkwater if you wanted to do it. And I'm very close to like thinking and doing that path. So we're seeing here with Iongi, Sharks being a red team to me in Suncorp round, I just think that's completely incorrect when they let West Tigers get about 20 points. Also, you're talking about a Parramatta team that is coming off a bye round, so they're going to have more energy. Suncorp, high scoring points, magic round, I think. But then they've got Dolphins, Newcastle, Manly, and then this is going to be Manly, Penrith, without Origin players, especially for round 12 and 13. That is huge for Iongi. I think that is absolutely huge because you're going to be versing Manly without Ola, DCE, and Turbo. I don't think there's anyone else. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Now that I see this, I just think Iongi with Mitchell Moses, even though Mitchell Moses won't be there, Dylan Brown and Iongi, I think around this period are going to be really, really big. I'm noticing at the moment in fullbacks, we're just doing a lot of fullback roulette. Everyone jumped on Pappy and Gutho. Now it's Gutho out. Now it's Teddy and Drinkwater. And I kind of don't want to get into this point where I'm doing trade after trade on fullbacks. So I'm going to hold tight with Iongi now that I'm looking into this. If it works out bad, it works out bad. But I think he's got a boost of confidence. No changes here, bar Geimer coming in for Tuolagi, and I think that's a better change because I think Kelmer's defense is pretty bad, in my opinion. This means that I can go Campbell to Brown, which is what I was possibly looking at doing. And I think that is a very fine play if you're doing that. Or you can just hold on to Campbell and play your luck. The problem is, one thing you just need to note with Jaden Campbell, if you still are holding him, I think they have a pretty tough draw, but let's see. Which Campbell did what's going on there? Jaden Campbell. So coming into round 12, they have a bye. He's due back round 11 or 12. He's going to come back here. The problem is it's Melbourne, Storm. They should have rested players, but he's still coming up against Melbourne, then Broncos, then Manly. And that's what kind of turns me off. Plus, Titans are playing pretty average. So is there a point in holding Campbell when he could likely easily go sort of very low against Melbourne, and then we can sort of bring him back here around this period? Towards the back end. And even last year, we saw that Campbell was a back half of the season player. So I'm close to just going Campbell to Brown or Dearden. I think that's definitely going to be one of my trades. I still have 3 boosts, so I'm likely moving Campbell this week just to generate cash. But yeah, the problem is Brown has a bit of a higher break even, whereas Dearden doesn't. But still, Dylan Brown could be the better player, especially what's coming up for Parramatta as well. All right, next game, Roosters and Dolphins. I think this is going to be an absolute score fest. I think we are slowly learning our lesson of playing and or reserving Sandon Smith, so he will be going in my reserves this week, and most probably gets a low score because that's just how luck goes with me sometimes. But for the outs, so that's actually a big hit for their forward pack. Sandon Smith and Hugo Savella will link up in the halves, sure, and Trent Robinson made no changes. So Dom Young still in reserves. Mark Noah, I think, man, it's tough, but they are coming into the bye. I think you can wait one, then grab, let the bye happen. Tedesco, you could jump on him. There's so much talk about is him or Edwards being the origin fullback. This is what happened last season in Supercoach. I chose Edwards thinking that Tedesco would get chosen, and then Edwards got chosen, and it hurt me really bad because I just wasted a trade. Tedesco was the better pick. I don't know what's going to happen this season, so I think I'm just going to hold tight with Gutho, and I'm not going to sideways trade because I don't mind the draw for the Dragons, especially being a magic round. By the way, thanks to everyone being in this chat right now. I can see that there's like 17 of you guys, so thanks for being in here. Thanks for supporting the channel as well. If you do watch the videos or whatever, we're going to have a lot of big stuff happening. I know it's like only early, but next season is going to be huge. I can't wait to tell you all about it. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. If you want to have any questions, feel free to ask them because I will answer every single question that comes in the chat. And also at the same time, if you just want to let me know what you're even doing as a trade, it would be cool to know, or what you're thinking and how you're looking at with your score as well. We should talk about Herbie Farnsworth. He's a great pick. If you look at, look, his base is great, right? You can't deny that. He's one of the best centers in the league at the moment. His base is really nice. His base has had a tiny, nothing crazy, but a 31 base is still fine. They're coming into Sydney Roosters, into Parramatta New Zealand Bulldogs, and then this will be a Bulldogs hit by if Burton is back, he won't be playing this game. I assume he's going to be put as like 18th man for New South Wales. So just be aware of that. But I still think this will be a Bulldogs team that'll be refreshed, ready to go. I'm not sure if Bulldogs have any other origin hits. Let me know if you know. Is Preston or I forget the other guy's name. No, Preston can't be. It's someone else I'm thinking of. Karaz definitely could be in the origin and likely will be in the origin for New South Wales. It doesn't mean that Sydney Roosters aren't going to let points in here. I think Herbie's fine to play. I really like Herbie, like after this patch here in the bye. I think that's really, really nice. St. George, North Queensland, Newcastle South. One bad thing I did last week was I traded out Garrick. That really hit me hard. I did it to get Mars U in, to be honest, and line me up for this week to basically get Lucas in. So I don't know if it's worth it as of yet because what his points got was much more than what I thought. But I did it to use my cash, really. All right, let's continue to talk. Nothing else much here to talk about in terms of the Roosters and Dolphins. You're not really going to anyone. I think if you've got a Sarko, you keep him. Nothing wrong there. Herbie Farnworth, great pick. If you've got him, Hammer, great pick. I just think this is going to be a 20-plus point each side game. Very high score. And let's go to the next one. Rabbitohs versus Knights. This is a Rabbitohs without Latrell Mitchell. I repeat, without Latrell Mitchell. Second of all, if you were thinking about going Jack Wyden, him going into the halves now, I think it makes it less plausible. If he was in centers, I would have liked it more. I wouldn't have liked it either way, but if you did want to take a massive, massive risk on Jack Wyden, that could be a play. I just wouldn't really do it, in my opinion. He does have the 5/8 dual. He does have 5/8 dual. So if you still have Campbell and you just want money, maybe this is an actual play you can do. I know it sounds crazy. But if we look here, if we go Campbell right now to Wyden against the Knights team that aren't playing amazing, You're going, oh, doesn't it look beautiful? 621,000 I'll have in the bank to do what I like. I could literally go Iongi, I could go Drinkwater Teddy. There's so much you could do. I could then go Kant and Hubner. I could get Lucas and KPP in. So it does actually give value. The problem is you're getting baited in from a 123 score, which then if you look at Whiten over the games, it's really bad. Like, he is not this type of player. You're looking at 49, 31, 48, 29, 22, 18. This is with a base of 22, 29, 30. However, you know, maybe it's just something where, like, you know what? I do it, I make cash, and then I move up to Dylan Brown, because Brown's actual break even is 91. So it's actually quite high, and I don't see him breaking this 91. So could you just go Whiten to then Brown, and then that be the way to make money? It's honestly not a bad plan. You could also go Dearden. I've spoken about Dearden as well. Dearden, I think, is great. The problem is do you look at this again? It's like a Whiten thing. Do you look at this 143 score and go, this is a complete and utter bait of a century? You know what I mean? So I wouldn't look at that too heavily. These are just options I'm giving you. But yeah, that is Souths versus Knights there. We should also talk about Jai Gray coming back to fullback, Latrell Mitchell suspended, Jack White in the shift we talk about, Ewan Aiken moving from back row to center. I think that's really nice. I really like Ewan Aiken. He's really good. His base is great. Honestly, not a bad pick. Tallis Duncan promoted to the starting side with Hubner returning from a concussion. Can you hold Hubner in a game like this? He goes to the interchange. I'd say likely not. It's not a bad hold. I think he's going to get good minutes. I hope to see him get 40 to 50. It's just maybe do we take the cash hit and focus on getting rid of Kant and Egan? I need to see where Egan is lined up at the moment. Nothing crazy here for Knights. Jacob Saifidi have been named to make the return from calf injuries. Saifidi in the front. By the way, I'm just putting this out there. Knights are completely overs this game. I'm very, very confused by the odds, but I guess Knights have been playing terrible. Tyson Frizzell returns to lock. Croker shifts to the bench. Torrin Thompson and Thomas Kant dropping back to the reserves. Wow. Okay, so Kant is gone. Okay, so that is a must trade. That is a must trade. Okay, cool. Well, I didn't see that coming, but sure. He's made his money. He's gone now. You've got to get rid of him. Well, you don't have to get rid of him now that he's gone to the reserves, actually. He's not going to lose you cash. That could actually be something very good. Now that he is just like a red dot, you know you can't lose money from him. So he could actually hold until next week and then you phase him out. So that's actually quite a silver lining for us. The good and bad thing is yes, we don't lose money on him. He had a 48 break even and 421,000 is what you're holding on to. So take that as you will. Maybe that is an actual hold. Completely up to you. It just depends on your team and the money situation. Well, here we go. Warriors, Cowboys. This is going to be an epic, epic game. I'm going to start talking about Drinkwater here. Now, Drinkwater, as of late, let's just take the game where he's just absolutely gone ballistic against the Titans, who just leak points. But we're talking about a fullback that's going anywhere between 65 to 78, and that's where he's been at. Now, this is against teams like Souths, against teams like Canberra, even a Penrith team that leak points. Are we actually over trading for Drinkwater? Now, the thing is, you're versing New Zealand, who are in form, Penrith, who are clearly not in form, then Manly, who are in form. The only thing that catches people here is his break even. Now, he does play, I think it's next 17 or 18 games, which is absolutely insane. You can see it here. That is ridiculous. So they come into New Zealand, Penrith, Manly, then the bye. then West Tigers, Melbourne Dolphins. So it is very nice. I just wonder if Tedesco if Tedesco doesn't get picked into Origin, he is just the go-to fullback in my opinion. It's just absolutely insane. Aren't all the games in Queensland? Isn't it Magic Round? Or is that not how it works? Hello, Ange, by the way. Or was it Angie? Sorry. I think all the games are at Suncorp, right? So yeah, just read into that as you will. Tom Dearden, I've been looking at this guy and I thought, is he actually the play? Oh no, Drinky's draw. Yes, correct. Yeah. So I've actually been looking at Dearden and I said to myself, with Cam Munster back, is this guy not just a possible pick right now? And then if things go haywire, you just go down. Like when I say haywire, I mean, if he gets picked for Origin, then we go to Campbell or we go to Brown. That's what it feels like to me. Now, again, he plays with Drinkwater. They're in form. They absolutely dominated Gold Coast. They're versing New Zealand at Suncorp, so you think this is points here. And then they verse Penrith at home, Manly at home, into a bye, into West Tigers at home. You think this is like Pointsville here. Yeah, this is a very interesting pick for Drinkwater and Dearden. I'm really, really, really close to playing Dearden with this break even as well. I just want to sit tight on Brown because if Sharks come out and absolutely dominate Para, I'd rather have Dearden in my back pocket over this period where they play at home so much rather than Brown, who I can just kind of go to because I think he will drop in cash. I don't think he's worth the 680 or 70,000 he is at the moment. I still think he's got a bit of a drop to him. I could regret saying that, but I just think this is more of a play. But let's keep going. We should actually talk about Warriors here because they are a great team in form. The two players I really like to mention is Luke Metcalf. I still think this guy deserves a mention. If you have Campbell, Warriors actually have quite a nice draw against teams. And I think they're kind of going under the radar. You also want to speak about Aaron Clark and you want to speak about Jackson Ford. So just speaking about Metcalf here, they go North Queensland home, St. George away, and then Dolphins away, into Canberra at home, into Souths away. This is a nice patch. The unfortunate thing is they're not playing at home too much here. You're versing Dolphins away, St. George away, Souths is fine, and then Sharks away. So it is a bit tough. But I do think he needs to be mentioned. The break even is a bit high, but he's still 499,000. I would say that there's more value in going a Dearden or a Dylan Brown, personally. But if you've held on to Metcalf, you still have him. I would still look at holding him. Don't trade him out. He's doing fine. Warriors are doing fine. There's no issue there whatsoever. Again, I think Jackson Ford deserves a bit of talking about where is Halasima? So Halasima's starting. Okay. Billy came out and he said he'd consider playing Munson at fullback and Dearden at 5'8". Oh, what? Nah, that is ridiculous. Please tell me that's a joke. Nah, I think Billy Slater has done this to throw a curveball or try and throw a curveball. There is no way you are putting a multi-premiership player who plays in the halves and putting him in fullback, who, by the way, is injury prone and come off two pretty serious injuries. I wouldn't do that. That is just, there's just way too many red flags. Hello, Friday. How you doing, man? Nice to see you in. Thanks for joining on in. Thanks for typing. Hell yeah, Lecker. Huge, right? The only concern I have here is how much minutes does he actually get? But I talked about him last week. I was going to trade for him last week. The problem is, and the only problem is his minutes, right? So Is it Hal? Halasima? Halasima? There it is. So we're talking about someone who has a 47 base in 39 minutes. Is that not insane? Is that not insane, guys? Like that is actually crazy. I actually think you need to start with this guy. If he can get most probably 40 to 60 minutes, you're very happy with that. Now, in this game, he doesn't get a try. In these ones he did, but still, he's putting up some serious numbers. A break even of 7. I just think he's good. He's good to go. Going Kant to Halasima, I think is completely fine. I see no issue with this. I really want to get Lucas in as well. So what I'm thinking about doing now that I've sort of seen Iongi, I want to go. I don't know how I did it before, but I would like to get rid of Kant, go Halasima. I have. Oh, well, we should redo this, right? Do we just hold on and not go Campbell to anyone and wait for Brown for next week? Maybe that's a play. But yeah, I really want to go Kant to Halasima and then find a way to get Lucas in, because I think Lucas is getting close to being a must-have, if not right now. But yeah, let's go more on about the team list. Nothing much more there. Weeks win, anyway, stuck with the same starting side. Cool. Tyrone has come to the bench. Sure. No changes to Cowboys. Cool. So anyone else here we need to speak about? No one that you're really looking getting. Maybe Robert Darby, I think he's the most traded in, or one of the most traded in. You can go here. I'm going to sit on that for a bit. I'm holding Jenkins. Call me crazy, but I'm holding Jenkins. I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm going to hold onto Jenkins. The thing also is maybe we don't have to go Kant to someone else. Maybe we can hold him for a week and get rid of, Hubner, get rid of Egan. I need to look into that a bit more. Egan has a 61 break even for memory. But yeah, nothing much else here to talk about. Also, I should mention Wade Egan. I have Watson and Sandon Smith in my hooker and hooker reserve. This is going to be a problem for next week. What I'm going to look at doing is maybe, I'm definitely going to trade one of my 2 RFs out. So Kant, Egan, Hubner, one of them will go next week. And then I'll bring Watson down and I'll look at getting like a Wade Egan or a Cameron McGuinness or a Blake Brayley. That's going to be my play. And we'll see how we go from there. But I don't want to jump on that this week. But very interested in that there. All right, we'll continue down. West Tigers versus Dragons. I still think Gutho could go very well here. I don't agree with the Gutho trades at the moment. I see why people are doing it. A lot of people are most probably going Gutho to Teddy or Gutho to Drinkwater, which is more likely. But West Tigers, Benji Marshall is stuck with a side that edged in Sharks in Golden Point. One big thing I did was I held on to Galvin, which I'm super happy about. He has a 55 break even. He's at 602,000. He's just one of the top 5/8s at the moment. I really, really like him. And now that situation has died down a bit, I'm happy with that. King Toyga is a big watch for both Gutho and potential JC replacement. Wait, who does he play for? The good place. Welcome to the chat, my man. And thanks for typing. Thanks for mentioning that. That's really good once I know exactly what you mean. Oh, you're talking about this guy. Oh. So who are you and what are you doing here? What who's he taken? Whose position has he taken? What's his name? Lie. This is interesting. Lycan. That is a cool name, by the way. 198.58. Ilias dropped. Okay, guys, you're about to see something crazy. You are about to see something crazy. Are you guys ready for this? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Mark my words, next week, this will not be moved. I'm doing it. I am doing it. You know why I'm doing it? Because you went to the effort of telling me about him. So now I can blame you if it goes bad, or I can thank you if it goes good. No, I'm joking. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. This is a great way to set up my team. He can make money. I can go to Brown of it. Now what I can do is go Hubner. I actually need to get... Do you think Hubner is a hold, guys? Because I think I could go Gula, who has a 51 break even, and then I could go shift up Tino, Lucas. Oh my God. Wait, I just thought of something crazy good. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Can I do this? I might have the best trade ever. Wait, who's more of a trade? 61 Egan or Hubner 55? Most probably Hubner. Okay, guys, I've got something insane. Watch this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is that not crazy? Am I crazy? Huh? Is this not insanely good? We're going Hubner, Campbell, Gula for Fanua, Blake, Lucas. The only reason I'm not doing Kant is because he's not going to lose me any money. Because he's got the red dot, he's not going to be playing. So there's no risk of him losing money. And then next week, how much do I have in the bank? 243,000. Kant is a better hold if trading in Lucas, because if Lucas gets hurt, Kant regains value. You're smart. What's up, bro? 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm doing this, guys. These are my trades. I'm locked in. I've been looking at AFB for a while. The last 3 games he's gone up to 60 base, or average 60 base. He's also, in my opinion, now I will always say this to you guys because I hate when people say, this is it, they've bottomed out, this is the time to grab him. In my opinion, I can't see him going less than 51 this week. Of course, injuries aside, right? But if he has a full proper game, I think this is going to be great for him. I think this is when we jump on, personally, this is when I feel like I'm jumping on Adam Fanua Blake. I then go Adam Fanua Blake in reserves, Hines. I'm going to sit on to, I don't know. We'll get into that a bit later, but I definitely want Iongi, Hines, and Adam Fanua Blake. And then, I really like this. Flano is playing chess with that 4-back, says Egan is starting, but came off with a wrist injury last week. He has Stewart starting as lock as well. Yeah. I think I can change it. Who did I do? Hubner. I'll wait to see what happens during the game. please tell me they play before. So South play. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, that's annoying. So I'd have to make a call on Hubner before that. All right, let's get into this as well. So really happy with that. What do you guys think about those trades, by the way? So let's just say it's Fanua Blake for Gula, Lucas in for Hubner or Egan, and then the King Togia in for Campbell. What do you guys think about that? Rated out of 10. I'm actually not mad, and I'm going to hold and have money now in the bank. Or if Gutho does go bad, I can still go up to Drinkwater or Tedesco. Likely be Drinkwater. But yeah, that's my play. And me likey. Also, the reason why I'm doing AFB is you can see here that I will do this. I'm going to also have AFB as my vice captain this week. That's one thing I'm going to do. And then I'm mostly going to do this. I'm not even joking. That's going to be it. Depending on whether I'm looking at AFB vice captain, Terrell May captaincy, because Terrell May is just on a tear at the moment. And I think every week, this is what our captaincy should be, unless a fullback is versing like the most trash team. But I'm gearing up for Origin. So I'm starting to get in people that are going to play through the Origin period. So this is why I'm looking at AFB now. This is why I'm looking at Lucas. This is why I'm looking at hopefully Dragons playing a bit better and coming back, and this guy maybe makes some cash. And I don't need to be super worried about this guy. 5/8 is a bit of a dud position, and I could try and build up cash and build up points elsewhere. Oh, that was a mouthful. Nothing else there. Egan is listed to start. We don't know if that's going to change. Emre Gula on the interchange, so I have gotten rid of him. Cool. So Ilias dropped. Love seeing it. Now that could go really bad for me in like a flick of a switch, but it is what it is. AFB on a 5-day turnaround of a Golden Gate concerns me. Yeah. Could be right, but I still think it's the time to get him. Even if he pulls me off like a 60, I'd still be happy with that. I don't know. I don't even know who else I'd really go to. I really just want him over that period. 5-day turnaround is a good point, though. I think he can do it. I think he's got the caliber to do it, and I think he needs to start making a bit of a name for himself. 60 base in 3 games is pretty crazy. If we look here, where is he? Isn't it? Oh, it's Fanua. Like he's had a bit of a down period. Like he goes 78, 73, 52, 70. I think he's good. 67 base is insane. But that's in a game, obviously, where it goes to extra time. He scores in that one. Scores with 76 is a bit worrying. Maybe it's not AFB. Maybe it's not AFB. I don't know. I kind of like it, though. If I undo that, what did I do? I did update trade. Gula. Is there... You know who I was thinking about getting? KPP. That guy is a workhorse machine. Anyway, let's finish off this team list. Titans, Bulldogs, Karaz in. I love that. Love seeing that. David Fierda has been relegated to the reserves. What the fudge are you doing, Des Hasler? He literally carried your team 2 games ago. Oh my God, dude. This guy's just... Has been forced into a handful of change with Matt Bird and Josh Curran and Satili Tupanua suspended for... I don't get the David Fafita play. If you traded in for Dave Fafita, that is so unlucky. Yeah, nothing crazy here for Bulldogs. Cool. Cool. Yeah, I wouldn't jump at anything here. Kick out, maybe someone we can talk about. Titans, you're not touching really any of them besides Bo Furmore, who I still think could be a possible trap. Maybe not a trap, but not as good as what people expect, but we shall see. Maybe the good thing is he's coming in against a bit of a depleted Bulldog side, but it also is a Bulldog side that wants to show themselves after a very bad loss against Broncos. So we'd have to look into that. And Panthers Broncos. Okay, let's see what happens here. Luke Garner will line up. By the way, does Lindsey Smith get really, really good minutes once he comes back, once Origin starts? With like Isaiah Yeo and Liam Martin going in for Origin, is he just going to be like an absolute must-have? Luke Gunner will line up at center. To'o returns. Oh no. However, Starring remains at least another week away. Sorry. Luke Summerton has been named at hooker while Brad Schneider is not listed. For Jordan Ricky returns from infection. The back row are cool. Brendan Pico shifting back to the interchange, and Tyson Smithy, 18th man. Who is hooker? Billy Walters? Is Corey Pakes on the bench? Okay, if Corey Pakes wasn't on the bench, I would have gone Billy Walters this week in an instant. Storm Raiders. Also, should we chat about anything from here? Most probably not. I don't think you're vice captaining or captaining Nathan Cleary this week. Put the C on King Togia. Do it. I will never do that. That's scary. Yeah, okay. Nothing great crazy here. I do like Billy Walters as a pick, but it needs to be when there's no hooker replacement on the bench. Xavier Willison also does deserve a mention. He's doing some pretty good work. Yeah, we'll see how this game goes. This will be an interesting one. McLean dropped, suggests Jenkins goes to center. Yeah, I'm holding on to Jenkins for sure. I'm just going to hold. I don't want to keep wasting trades. Storm Raiders. Positive news for the Storm with Livewire Sua Farlogo named on the wing after being cleared of a concussion. That is great news because he was absolutely amazing. Last week's win over South Sydney. Tua Kumaya, I can't. Is on track to make a return from an ankle injury after being selected on the interchange. And the only change inside of the reverts to reserve. Shaw, big man Nelson Asafar Solomana in the container. Cool. No changes for the Raiders. They were the Sunday night showdown with the Storm. Ethan Strange and Jamal Fogarty will again combine in the halves. So they're doing really well. If you did go on Ethan Strange early, that is well done. He's doing really well at the moment. Same as Jamal Fogarty. This will be an interesting game. I think this is going to be a lot closer than what people think, and Raiders are up to the task. We'll see how they go. Melbourne actually haven't been playing as amazing as what you'd think. And that is your team list. That is your team list, ladies and gentlemen. Hosking's still on the interchange. Nicholson's still there. I think you can still hold on to Nicholson because he's going to be quite good in the Origin period as well. So I'm just going to hold on to Nicholson. I think he's a great player. I'm just going to like sort of what I'm thinking of doing here. I'm just going to have a look myself and maybe look at the two RFs that I can go to. Maybe I can go to a Cam McGuinness or I can go to a KPP, someone, even an Aaron Clark. This, I'm not even joking, this could be a play with the injury to JFH. He's just absolutely killing it with more minutes at the moment. Aaron Clark. I'm just going to look at this before we end it up. What do you guys think about an Aaron Clark? Now, the minutes obviously increasing, and with the minutes, it's more points. The problem is, I think this is just way inflated. I just can't go there. Any interest in Billy Burns? Who is that? What position? Why does it say position? Points 85. Base 44. How do you know about this? 2RF. Did he score? Please tell me he scored. Okay. If he didn't score, something would have been wrong. Base 44, 75 minutes. Who is he in for? Who is he in for, Luca? Why is he getting so many minutes? Who's the injury? Is it I forget his name. That's interesting. That is a very good point there. You could easily go there. Are you going to someone that is still not heavy in security though? Right now, Teague Wilton 2 to 4 weeks. Who would you rather? Burns or Halasima? Because what I can do is also go Halasima here. And I think that's a tough one. That is actually tough. The problem is when you say 2 to 4 weeks, you're scared of it being 2, right? And then you're just losing a trade. I think Halasima has got his spot in the team. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I think you have more than enough right to do this. With a negative 21 break even, he's going to make you some money. What I would say to you is expect to trade him out at some point and be ready for it to be sooner rather than later. Especially you would want Sharks to win this next game, because if they don't, I'd say goodbye, he's out of the team type of thing. Like that's what can happen. But that is a great shout, to be honest with you, Luca. I don't mind that at all. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it at that. My wife, I need to go help my newborn. My wife is needing me to help out. Thanks for being in here, guys. 36 of you. What? You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much for the support. What the hell, man? Hey, comment on my videos. Let me know if you have any questions. So we are going to start once we build up, guys, I'm telling you right now, next year, like next season, we're going to have a really good prize money league, like super good. Like, I mean, one of the best. We're going to have like the WhatsApp group. We're going to do all of that stuff. And then we're going to lead into like a lot more things like that. Super, super excited. I just want to get this base started off, and then next season, we're going big. So thank you for being in here early. I will never forget your names and the people that chat and just be here. So thank you so much. Let me know what you're doing. I don't know if you guys are in like WhatsApp groups or like Facebook groups or whatever. I think I prefer the WhatsApp group style, but yeah, let me know. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm going to do for this third trade. Maybe I don't even need to use a boost and I just do this. Am I crazy? Most probably. Sit tight. What I'm also going to do is make a video towards the end of the week before the first game, and I'm going to actually let you know what my trades are. I feel like it's unfair when I come and do a team list video and I do trades, and then I take them all back, and then you think that's the trades I've done, but it actually changes throughout the weeks. So I'm going to do like that type of little video, maybe 2 or 3 pods I'm looking at. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to head off now. I have a newborn to get to that is quite unsettled. And thanks for watching. I love you all. Good luck. Trade well. Enjoy the Super Coach Magic round and enjoy the footy. Peace. Love.